All right, let's take a look at the naming of ketones. When ketone functional group is our highest priority, we're going to take off the alkane and add O-N-E. Okay. Now, the O-N-E will be our last name, the ketone, and these will be the prefixes since the ketone has a higher priority than the alcohol. OH will now be hydroxy. Your amine group, NH2, will now be amino. And your alkene double bond and your alkyne triple bond and that priority. So if we look at this example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. That would be a pentane without the double bond O. So we get rid of the E, okay? And we look at where the C double bond O group is. It's on carbon 3. So we call it 3 pentanone or pentan 3-ONE. Okay. Now, the second problem we need to number in this direction 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we get to a substituent on carbon 2 as well as the C double bond O on carbon 3. So even though we get there on both directions, we have a substituent on 2 that we can include in the name with a lower number. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, 3 absolute priority. That would be R. So this would actually be 2R dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentan 3-ONE. Okay. Let's look at the next one with a substituent and a double bond. Okay, so if we number in this direction, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we number in the other direction, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the double bond has a higher priority than the halogen. Okay, so we're going to go the purple direction and get to the double bond first. Okay, so if we look at that, we're going to have 6 bromo, and I can write that as 2 10, 4-ONE, or I can write this as 6-bromo dash 2 bromo help 2 EN 4-ONE. I can write it like that. Okay, so I have to assign my priorities. Since this is chiral 1, 2, 3, so that's going to be a R on carbon 4. R on carbon 6, I mean. So that's going to be 6R. And if we look here, we have our EZ notation. The priorities are on opposite sides. So that's going to be 4E, 6R. Okay. Now let's look at an alcohol, a ketone, and an alkene together. Okay. So if I go in this direction, it gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this can be a little confusing because OH does take priority over the double bond. However, we want the EN with lowest number. Okay, since it's a suffix and your hydroxy is a prefix, okay, you want to go in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to have, and this is going to be the S direction. So that'd be 4S, 4 hydroxy, pent, 1 EN dash 1, 2, 3. All right, if we look at this next one, with the triple bond and double bond, we want the triple bond to have the shortest distance to the C double bond O. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would give me my ketone at 3. If I went this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would give me my ketone at 4. So we're going to go the direction that gives us the ketone at 3. So that's going to be, this is a hexane, 6 carbons, so I can say hex. That's 5 En. That's going to be 1 Yn for the triple bond. And we can have 3 ONE for our ketone. Okay. Now let's look at one with an amine group and an alcohol. So I get to my ketone, my C double bond O at the second carbon going this direction. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now about this double bond here, I have the highest priorities on the same side, so that's going to be E. So that's going to be 3E. Okay. I have this NH2, which is going to be amino. Alphabetically, so that's 3E-4 amino. And on 5, I have hydroxy. A 5 carbon chain, that's going to be, I can write it dash 2. That would be a 2-on. Then I would have a 3N. Okay. So I could write it in that fashion, or I could write 3E, 4 amino, 5 hydroxy, should be a pent. Pent 3 En 2 ONE. So here, that's 5 hydroxy. I could write 3 pent En 2 ONE. Okay. Now for a dione, I want the smallest numbers that I can have. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can call this 2, 4. I keep the ane, so that's pentane, dione, or pentane. Alright. Our cyclic ketones. This is cyclohexane, okay, so that would be cyclohex and one. Okay, if I did this one, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going in that direction. So this would be cyclo hex 2 en 1 one. Okay. If I did this one, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be again. I can put my 3 hydroxy. Cyclo. Hex 2 en 1 one. Alright, if I did this problem, and let's say we put OH here and a double bond O here. Okay. Now, our ketone has the highest priority. Our OH would show up as a prefix substituent. And our alkene and our ketone, those would be suffix endings. Okay. So the correct order to number this in, to give this ketone and this double bond the lowest suffix endings would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that would be 5 hydroxy, cyclo, hex 3 en 1 one.